Footage of Hurricane Beryl, July 2024.
Jesus Christ! Hold on, boy! You can't! Soul!
Oh, gone! Honest thing gone!
Hurricane Beryl destroyed homes on islands from Grenada to St. Lucia. Authorities have warned the public to be careful over the next few days as the storm strengthens to a Category 5 storm. Hurricane Beryl left a trail of destruction across the Caribbean after making landfall on Monday. The storm, upgraded to Category 5 status, tore doors from their frames, shattered windows, and overturned the roofs of residences' homes, scattering debris from Grenada to St. Lucia. This is an extremely dangerous and life-threatening situation. Take action now to protect your life. The U.S. National Hurricane Center said on Monday. Beryl is expected to remain a very dangerous major hurricane as it moves across the Caribbean Sea later this week. On Monday evening, it added, Beryl is now a potentially catastrophic Category 5 hurricane. Authorities in other Caribbean countries have issued warnings as Beryl moves north, including a hurricane warning in Jamaica and a tropical storm warning in Haiti.
Gasa!
The National Hurricane Center added that Beryl is expected to remain an extremely dangerous major hurricane as it moves through.
Stay safe, guys. It's no longer safe out here. Lord! You are selling.
We must wait for this monster to pass, said St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves. Grenada Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell said one person had died. However, he could not say whether there were any other deaths because authorities were not yet able to assess the situation on the island Carriacou and Peat Martinique. We hope there are no fatalities or other injuries, he said, adding that the government would immediately send people on Tuesday morning to evaluate the situation on the islands. Beryl was the earliest Category 5 hurricane on record in the Atlantic Basin, and only the second Category 5 hurricane in July after Hurricane Emily in 2005, according to the National Hurricane Center. The storm could dump 4 inches to 8 inches, 10 centimeters to 20 centimeters of rain on Wednesday, and up to 12 inches, 31 centimeters, in some areas, he said. Only 5 major hurricanes, Category 3 plus, were recorded in the Atlantic before the first week of July, hurricane expert Michael Lowry said on social media. Experts say this unusual weather pattern is the result of climate change. Climate change is increasing the likelihood of more powerful storms forming, Christopher Rozoff of the National Center for Atmospheric Research told Reuters. Bad weather like this is expected to continue in the future. These are the kinds of storms we expect this year, strange events that happen when and where they shouldn't, University of Miami tropical weather researcher Brian McNulty told the Associated Press. Not only for things to form and intensify and reach higher intensities, but also to increase the likelihood of rapid intensification. All of that is just happening now, and it won't be the last time. A deadly storm that has hit the Caribbean is gaining strength as it moves towards Jamaica.
It's currently 1 p.m. This is one of the Limnological.
Hurricane Beryl is now a Category 5 hurricane, meaning its winds and storm surge could be catastrophic. The storm made landfall Monday in Carriacou, an island that is part of Grenada. So far, there have been reports of 2 people dying as a result of the storm, one in Grenada and one in St. Vincent. Beryl made landfall on Monday as a Category 4 hurricane with sustained winds of 150 miles per hour, 240 km per hour. The U.S. National Hurricane Center, NHC, said Carriacou took a direct hit from the extremely dangerous eye wall of Hurricane Beryl, a ring of thunderstorms that produced heavy rain and strong winds. Communications with Carriacou and the nearby island of Peat, Martinique remain disrupted. Grenada's Prime Minister, Dickon Mitchell, warned that there could be more deaths than reported in Grenada so far. Mr. Mitchell said the true extent of the damage will not be known until officials can reach the islands. Mikey Hutchinson, a journalist in Grenada, told the BBC's Newsday program that at the height of the storm, the situation was very, very bad. The wind was very strong and the intensity of the rain was very high. We received many reports of damage to houses, buildings, and several government buildings, he said. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, in northeastern Grenada, was also devastated by Hurricane Beryl. The Prime Minister, Ralph Gonsalves, said that at least one person had died as a result of the storm. He said that Hurricane Beryl had left behind huge devastation.
Boy, Messier, stay inside, boy. Boy, a big tree done fall there already. The fellas on market road running like.
According to the Prime Minister, the situation on Union Island, a small island with about 3,000 residents, is dire. The report I received showed that 90% of the houses were badly damaged or destroyed, he said. Mr. Gonsalves also warned that there may be more fatalities, we are not sure yet. Thousands of people are still without power and many are living in temporary shelters in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Grenada and St. Lucia.
Yeah, so
Footage shared on social media showed houses with their roofs destroyed and residents searching through the rubble to save their belongings. Barbados, which had issued a hurricane warning as Hurricane Beryl approached, appeared to escape major damage. A government official said that although the country had avoided disaster, people should not let their guard down as strong gusts of wind are still coming.
tree following the road right there. Willis Junction. Tree in the road.
Meteorologists from the National Hurricane Center said Beryl continued to strengthen as it moved through the southeastern Caribbean. The NHC warned Beryl was expected to bring life-threatening strong winds and storm surge to Jamaica later this week, most likely on Wednesday afternoon local time. The Jamaican government has issued a hurricane warning and residents living in low-lying and flood-prone areas have been urged to seek shelter. A waiter in Kingston told Reuters news agency that the atmosphere in the Jamaican capital was calm. Hurricane Beryl has intensified into a potentially catastrophic Category 5 storm, the United States' National Hurricane Center, NHC, said, as it headed towards Jamaica after bringing down power lines, damaging houses and flooding streets on other southeastern Caribbean islands. Beryl, the earliest Category 4 storm ever reported, made landfall earlier on Monday on the island of Carriacou in Grenada. Beryl is now a potentially catastrophic Category 5 hurricane, the NHS said in a bulletin at 11 p.m., 3 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time. Fluctuations in strength are likely, but Beryl is expected to still be near major hurricane intensity as it moves across the Caribbean. Carriacou took a direct hit early in the day from the storm's extremely dangerous eye wall, with sustained winds at upwards of 240 kilometers per hour, 150 miles per hour, the NHC said. Nearby islands, including Grenada and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, also experienced catastrophic winds and life-threatening storm surge, the Hurricane Center said. In half an hour, Carriacou was flattened, Grenada's Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell told a news conference. He said one person had died, but authorities had not yet been able to assess the situation on the islands of Carriacou and Peat, Martinique, where communications had been largely cut off. "We do hope there aren't any other fatalities or any injuries," he said. But bear in mind the challenge we have in Carriacou and Peat, Martinique. Mitchell added that the government will send people early on Tuesday to evaluate the situation on the islands. Streets from St. Lucia Island south to Grenada were strewn with shoes, trees, downed power lines, and other debris. Some banana trees were snapped in half by the force of the wind. Right now, I'm real heartbroken, said Vachelle Clark King as she surveyed her sand and water-filled shop in the Barbadian capital of Bridgetown. The storm is expected to pass near Jamaica on Wednesday, the Miami-based Hurricane Center said. Jamaica's government issued a hurricane warning for the country, while tropical storm warnings were in effect for parts of the southern coasts of the Dominican Republic and Haiti. The last strong hurricane to hit the southeast Caribbean was Hurricane Ivan 20 years ago, which killed dozens of people in Grenada.
Okay people, this is the heads up for you then. These are everybody savaging people place.
Beryl became the first hurricane of the 2024 Atlantic season on Saturday and quickly strengthened to Category 4. Experts say that such a powerful storm forming this early in the Atlantic hurricane season, which runs from early June to late November, is extremely rare and that climate change probably contributed to its rapid formation. Global warming has helped push temperatures in the North Atlantic to all-time highs, causing more surface water to evaporate, which in turn provides additional fuel for more intense hurricanes with higher wind speeds. Climate change is loading the dice for more intense hurricanes to form, said Christopher Rozoff, an atmospheric scientist at the National Center for Atmospheric Research in the U.S. state of Colorado. Andra Garner, a New Jersey-based meteorologist, noted that Beryl jumped from a Category 1 to a Category 4 storm in less than 10 hours. Her research has shown that as water temperatures have risen over the last 5 decades, it has become more than twice as likely for storms to jump from weak storms to major hurricanes in less than 24 hours. In May, the U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration predicted above-normal hurricane activity in the Atlantic this year, also pointing to unseasonably high ocean temperatures. At the Chillin' restaurant in Kingston, waiter Welton Anderson said he felt calm despite the hurricane's approach. Jamaicans wait until the last minute. The night before or in the morning, the panic sets in. "It's because we're used to this," he said. Across other islands in the eastern Caribbean, residents had boarded up windows, stocked up on food, and filled their cars with fuel as the storm drew closer. Officials in Mexico also began to prepare for Beryl's arrival later this week, with the federal government issuing a statement urging authorities and the population to exercise extreme caution. Leaving a trail of destruction across the Caribbean as the now Category 5 storm barrels toward Jamaica, officials say. St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves said at a Monday evening briefing that the storm killed at least one person, adding, "There may well be more fatalities. We are not yet sure." Hurricane Beryl rapidly intensified into a potentially catastrophic Category 5 storm over the eastern Caribbean as it headed toward Jamaica on Monday night after forming on Saturday.